we have the gallery today, and it is brought to you by, well, you. There has been so many photos. 68 photographs to go through in the gallery. This is going to be mammoth, absolutely monster gallery. So let's get into it because we can. Here we go to the second monitor, of course. Rightio. So first one, and these are from Aaron. Aaron says, "Hey Gavin, here is some gallery content in case the video I sent doesn't work. Just a little tour through my cheese cave." So the first pick is 4 cheeses. Colby is at the top left, which is, hopefully you can see my thing there. There we go, that one. The Montasio, bottom right, that one. The Grana Padano, top right. Oh, hang on, I had them around the wrong way. Righto. And the waxed one is... Hang on, we have too many tops. Bottoms. The bottom one. Bottom left is the Colby. Oh, my God. I've got all this wrong. So hang on, let me try this again. Colby's this one. Bottom right is Montasio, this one here. Top right, that one, is the cheese that cannot be mentioned. And the top left, which is this one, is the Parmesan. It says the Parmesan is about 2 months old and seems to be doing well, so I've been naturally aging it. I'm afraid it will be hard as a rock, but wanted to be as natural as I can. Could you recommend rubbing it with olive oil or vacuum packing it? How would each way be different? Okay, so that and that was the question during the video, if I remember rightly. I have tried 2 ways in the past. Natural rind, and I aged it naturally for 10 months, and guess what? It was hard as a rock. The only thing you could do with it, you couldn't cut into it because they're so small, unlike traditional Parmigiano Reggiano, which are massive, like 80 kilogram sized cheeses, 60 to 80 kilogram sized cheeses. They don't dry out as much as our home small ones. So what I tend to do these days is naturally age it like you have in your cheese fridge for the first 1 to 2 months, as you have, and then I vacuum pack it, because what you want is the cheese to dry out a little bit, slightly, not too much, because otherwise... if it dries out too much, like I said, it goes hard as a rock, and it's only good for a grating cheese. You can't slice it and eat it and enjoy it. I have oiled it in the past, and I find that stems a little bit of the moisture release from the cheese, the evaporation out of the cheese, but not much, because by 10 months, nearly all the way to the inside is quite firm, as in really firm. So I find that after about 1 to 2 months, depending on how dry you think the rind is, I then vacuum pack the cheese. And then you'll find it, if you age it out to 10 to 12 months, you'll find that it certainly does go grainy, like it should be. It's a grainy cheese. And it has that amazing flavour that Parmesan normally does, especially if you make it yourself. So there you go, there's the 2 differences. Rub it with oil, it'll be harder, the rind will be harder. If you vacuum pack it now, then and age it out to the 12 months, it'll be grainy and it'll be delightful. So try that. All right, so the second picture from Aaron is this is the Parmesan close up. I assume the white is just natural aging spots. Yeah, it's that and a little bit of the salt. It doesn't look like, let me just get close, it doesn't look like Penicillium candidum or Geo. It just looks like salt on the surface from brining, because Parmigiano, or Parmesan, does get salted quite a lot during the brining, the length of time for brining, if that makes sense. The third, this is a Swiss cheese. This has been in its warm phase for 2 days. Without any swelling. You won't see any swelling till about day 7, roughly, and then it just goes berserk, and you'll see it bulge top and bottom. Rarely at the sides. It'll be top and bottom, which are the soft spots, and it starts to expand. Then you know it's all working. The fourth picture. This one is this is my first attempt at quick mozzarella. It was so good and was even better after 2 days. I added the lipase as you suggested in your video, and it did come through after 2 days. Yeah, it's a delicious little cheese if you can get it right. It's not a beginner's cheese. I would highly recommend that you have a few cheeses under your belt before you try quick mozzarella, because you've got to be familiar with, what everything does, what happens in the process. When you add the rennet, what happens? When you add the citric acid, what happens to the milk? It goes more acidic and curdles and that sort of thing. How come my milk doesn't set when I use ultra high temperature milk? Well, it will never set, and so on and so forth. It's not the first cheese you should ever make, but it is a good cheese to make. But yeah, well done, Aaron. That looks really lovely. And the fifth picture is the mozzarella that has been grated, so it grates well as well. I found that with quick mozzarella, to grate it like you have here, the best way is to actually freeze the mozzarella ball for a couple of hours, pop it in the freezer, and it goes a lot firmer and it's a lot easier to grate. That's if you have quick mozzarella that's been sitting in the fridge for a little while and it starts to go a little bit flat. So just freeze it and then grate it and it works perfectly. Alrighty, the next photo. This is Aaron's daughter. It says here, this is my beautiful daughter making our stuffed shells with the fresh mozzarella. It looks absolute. Let's have a look at the dish. A little bit blurry. That is very nice. They look fantastic. Well done. Well done. Don't know your daughter's name, but they look absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. The seventh picture is the farmhouse cheddar. So this is, at the top is my first raw milk cow's cheese, which is the farmhouse cheddar. And then below that is the parmesan, or a parmesan that you vacuum packed, and an Edam, which is in the wax. So great little selection there, mate. The next one is pepper jack, and this will be ready to eat. Well, it's ready to eat now by the looks of it. It says pepper jack that's ready this weekend. Yep, absolutely. Looks fantastic. Get into that's for sure. The next one is Tuscan cheese. This was from Lisa Cheese 52's recipe. I'm excited to try this. Yeah, it looks very nice indeed. I like the way that the pattern of the curd, so that should be interesting. I have to go and check out that video. I haven't seen it, so I'm not current with current cheese making, obviously. So I need to go and check that out. All right, the next one is the 10th picture. No, that's not Aaron's. Hang on, it must be right at the back because it's a different. There we go. So this is Aaron's, here it is, this is the one, what is it, 10th picture is your petite chili brie. These are just about ready to wrap, just giving them another day or so to see if they cover those bare spots. This one might be one of my most anticipated cheeses yet. I can't wait until these are ready to eat. Yeah, so hopefully they've all turned out for you, mate, but they look fantastic as they do. So very nice indeed. Well done, Aaron. Congratulations. And he says, happy 300th episode, and here's to the next 300. Indeed. So, yeah, very exciting. Thank you, mate, for that. Really appreciate it. So, the next one, if I can just go back, this is from Charlie, just up the road from me. Charlie says, hi, Gavin and Kim. Hope you are both doing well. Gavin, here are 2 photos that I took to add to your 300th live show. One is of my cheese cave. So this is Charlie's cheese cave. So it's 4 cheddars, 4 parmesans, which look like they're on the top. 1 blue cheddar, which could be this beastie here by the looks of it, and a Jarlsberg. It runs on an external thermostat with a probe coming in from the right-hand side. Okay, yeah, I can see that coming there. It's been with me since the time I started making cheese many years ago and has never let me down. Indeed. So these old fridges, you can get them second hand as well. It's just a bar fridge. I think I bought mine brand new and it was like $100 Australian or something. And yeah, as long as you keep them clean and the seals well cleaned as well, and they don't start to rot, then yeah, you can use a normal a normal beer fridge or dorm fridge, whatever you want to call it. Just a small type fridge for cheese making, as long as you've got that external thermostat. Okay, the next is Charlie's blue cheddar. It says this is the second photo is of a blue cheddar using your recipe. Actually, it's one of our best blue cheese recipes out there. Cheers, hope you have a great day. Charlie, thank you, mate. And thank you for saying that the recipe is one of the best ones out there. It is. The blue cheddar was just a bit of a serendipitous event. And I'll describe this in my first book, Keep Calm and Make Cheese, that I had a piece of farmhouse cheddar sitting in the kitchen fridge, as you do, and the vacuum packing had, the seal had gone, and somehow I had a piece of blue cheese, and it happened to be a piece of Roquefort, sitting next to the farmhouse cheese, and there was a crack in the farmhouse cheese because it was a piece of cut cheese already, and some blue mold grew on it from the Roquefort. And I thought, well, let's try this, and I tell you what, it was amazing. So then the next time I made a farmhouse cheddar, I intentionally added Penicillium roqueforti to the milk and pierced the cheese, and I tell you what, it's one of the best blue cheddars that I've ever tasted. In fact, I haven't found blue cheddar available for sale. It probably is now, but when I first started making cheese, I didn't know that it existed. So thanks, Charlie, appreciate it. And that is a great looking blue cheese. And the good thing about cheddars or farmhouse cheddar, they have a lot of gaps, and there's a lot of gaps in the cheese structure for the blue mold to grow in once it's pierced. So that's the beauty of this style of cheddar. It has a very loose structure, the farmhouse cheddar, and it grows really good blue mold in those gaps. Anyway, thanks, Charlie, for sending in your 2 photos. Okay, the next one is from Jeanette, and Jeanette says, and she's in the chat. Well, I hope she is. This is her limelight. It says, Gavin, I thought I'd share some progress photos of my farmhouse blue cheddar. Another farmhouse blue, lovely. Even though I'm not a fan of blue cheese, the only time I tried it before, it assaulted my taste buds in a bad way. Goodness me, must have been a pretty powerful blue. I thought I would at least try to make some. Who knows, my homemade blues may actually be nice. I melded your farmhouse blue recipe with the Mad Millie cheddar recipe and used just 6 litres of milk and pressed it in the Mad Millie press. Okay, so that's the bottom of the Mad Millie press. Yep. These photos cover from day 1 to day 24. Oh, this is something I've never done before. So yeah, very interesting. Have a look at these. I've been patting down the wheel regularly to prevent excess mold growth, but as of day 21, no extra surface mold has grown, so I assume it's doing its thing on the inside. So the countdown is on. I'll be cutting her open just after Christmas to see how it's going, then backpack to allow the cheese itself to mature further. Let me know if this seems like an okay plan. Usually blue cheese, Jeanette, we'll just jump on that for a second. Usually blue cheese doesn't mature much further once it's been vacuum packed. So because of the lack of oxygen, the Penicillium roqueforti doesn't grow anymore on the inside. If it's matured at in the cheese cave temperature, then yet the enzymes will keep breaking down and break down the proteins and the fats, but the blue won't grow any further. So you're kind of like halting that process, if that makes sense. But I have vacuum packed a Stilton. I cut some open yesterday, and I'll talk about that during our little lunchtime session. It says, best wishes over the festive season to you both, Jeanette. All right, let's have a look at this blue cheese. So this is day 1 of the cheese using the Penicillium Roqueforti mild culture, which is a low acidifier. There it is on day 5. You can see there's a bit of mold growth just there, and a little bit of mold growth down here, but and it looks like you pierced it, which is okay. That's no problems at all. This is on day 6, a little bit more blue mold growth, which is very nice indeed on the outside. This is day 7, even more blue mold growth. This is great. I love this sequence of photos. Well done, Jeanette. Yeah, and is there any, I think that's in the AM. And then on the PM, goodness me, so this is flipped over. And then it started to get blue mold on the outside in just one day. That is how prolific Penicillium Roqueforti is. All right, so let's jump to the next one. And that's the other side in the afternoon as well. And this is day 14, so we skipped ahead a week. And it is totally covered in a coating of blue-green Penicillium Roqueforti. And yes, it will be doing its thing on the inside now. And that is day 14 on the top side. And that's day 24. You'll notice that it's starting to get wrinkly around the sides because it's getting a bit softer on the inside. The Penicillium Roqueforti works not only from the inside, from the pierced bit and the veins, but from the outside as well. And you'll see that it starts to get a bit softer and the paste goes creamier on the outside. Is there any more? Yeah, so that's the top part of it. But yeah, as you said, at day 21, no extra surface mold. So yeah, patting it down is perfect. And in fact, if you really wanted to, you could wrap that now in micro perforated silver wrap and mature it out for the full 90 days if you so desire. Or you can use foil like I do occasionally. Alrighty, so that was, back to that one. So that was all of Jeanette's farmhouse blue cheddar or cheddar blue. That looks really good. So well done. Thank you, Jeanette, for sending those in. The next one is from Karen, and she sent me this this morning. So I managed to pick this up and pop it into the gallery. So Karen, this is Karen Joseph, says, "Hi Gavin, oh my goodness. I've just made your Domiati and it is to die for. It's never going to last until Christmas. Oh dear, I'll just have to make some more. I couldn't source the rectangle mould here in the UK, so I used the round ricotta basket and a beaker mould. It wouldn't all fit in the first one. I pressed each one with about 0.5 kilogram of weight, but not sure if it was the right thing. My pattern is not as pronounced as yours. But that's okay. It looks pretty good indeed. I absolutely love your videos. Perfect for a novice like me. Thank you for keeping those recipes coming. Karen Joseph, kiss, kiss. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for the kisses too. Very appreciated. So that is your version of Domiati. And there is the round one that was in the basket. It looks nice. And the thing is, now you keep it in brine. On my Domiati, I've still got some in the cheese fridge. I transferred it because we've eaten a bit of it now. I didn't need that big box that I originally started with. I've scaled it down to a smaller plastic box with an airtight lid and covered them in brine, and I'll be having some of that today at lunchtime as well. So well done, Karen. Appreciate you sending the photos in. So the next one, this is from Kathy Flynn. And Kathy, I think, is in the chat somewhere. Kathy F. Kathy said, "Hi Gavin, I thought I'd send in some recipes with homemade cheese, mozzarella and pizza." Nice. So there's the curds for her. Can I get in closer? There's the curds for her mozzarella. And yeah, they are. She's heating them up, and they're starting to stretch there. So she's using either the traditional mozzarella version or the quick mozzarella without a microwave. There are the mozzarella balls in the cold water to help them stabilize. So there's the mozzarella balls. And lastly, this is Kathy's homemade pizza with the mozzarella all over the top, all gooey and melted, and that looks absolutely spectacular. It's making me hungry. I only had 2 Weet-Bix for breakfast, so oh goodness, that is fantastic. Thank you, Kathy, for sending those in. I really appreciate you sending in those photos. Okay, the next one is from Liz. I think it's Liz. Yes, Liz. There we go. Liz has sent me in a large email, so let me just read it out. It says, "Hi Gavin, congratulations on the milestone this Sunday. 300 episodes is certainly worth celebrating. Just thinking of all of the people you've helped in that time and all the people who have connected through you." Yes, it is. It is interesting to sit back and have a think about all the people who now make cheese because I started sharing my passion. So, yeah, it's heartwarming that people out there are now making cheese because I make cheese, if that makes sense. Anyway, so thank you so much for the weekly live cheesy chat. It's inspirational to see what other curd nerds are making, and it's useful to have everybody's ideas and thoughts about what we're all up to. I've been making cheese for just over a year, and it has become an essential part of my life. I am fortunate enough to have unlimited access to raw milk from a cow shed up the road in exchange for the occasional finished cheese and loaf of sourdough bread. This means I can indulge in this newfound obsession to my heart's content. Your channel has provided me with invaluable guidance as I have expanded my cheese-making horizons, and it had been wonderful to discover that you supply cheese-making supplies at a competitive price, even to New Zealand. As my cheese journey continues, I hope to be sending you a photo of my new cheese fridge / cheese cave today, but it's not being delivered until next week. So instead, here is the current cheese cave arrangement, the lower 2 compartments of my kitchen fridge. So this is in the crisper. So you've been making cheese. The crispers are a little bit warmer than what the normal fridge is because it doesn't get as much airflow. And it's good to see that you've been making cheeses at this lower temperature. You won't know yourself when you got it sitting at 13 degrees Celsius. Liz goes on to say that the bottom one is sitting steady at 10 degrees Celsius and the next one up is 8 degrees Celsius. I find the temperatures work as long as I give the cheese a little extra time to ensure they mature. So yeah, so that is a great way. And the good thing is, see in the top compartment where you've got the 8 degrees temperature, then it's best to mature the softer bloomy rind cheeses and all the harder style cheeses down at the 10 degrees. So well done. That is very clever indeed. Okay, so the next is it the next photo? No, it says, as you can see, it's jam-packed at the moment. This is partly because I've been making cheese for Christmas presents, and it's also simply because I'm making at least one cheese a week, and they do mount up, hence the need for a dedicated cheese cave for them. You can see cheddar, Romano, Lancashire, Camembert, Fourme d'Ambert, yesterday's, just the top layer of 30 cheeses stuffed in there. Incidentally, after taking the photo, I noticed that the Lancashire had lost its seal somehow. Now it's sorted. Is there any more photos from Liz? Oh, yes. Thank you. Liz goes on to say, thank you for your advice, recipes, inspiration, and for the Ask the Cheese Man chat each week. Stay fresh, cheese bags, Liz. And this is also a picture of Liz's dog, Bean, who apparently loves to eat cheese. So that is Bean, that's Liz's dog. So very cool. Thank you, Liz, for sending in your photos. The next ones. What time is it? Half an hour. Yeah, we got... Hopefully I can fit them all in. If not, we'll have to have another session a little bit later on. This is from Matthew Lloyd over in the UK. Matthew says, hope you're well. Thought I'd send a few pictures that I've made over the last 4 years. My journey has been amazing following being given a £5 cheese kit for Christmas. Your guidance has been so helpful, so thank you. So the first one is a Gorgonzola Dolce. It says your recipe with the addition of the cooling stage. So it looks very, blue, Gorgonzola-ish. And it looks fairly soft too, so that looks really nice. Well done, Matthew. The next one is, and hopefully I got all these in the right order. It says camemberts ready for Christmas. So they're wrapped up. I like the ribbon. Very nice touch indeed. And this is a picture of the camembert before it was wrapped. So lovely white mould covering all over. So yeah, very good indeed. The next one, image number 4, is a Buddha made with adding buttermilk. So buttermilk, or cultured buttermilk, well anyway, here in Australia, and I think it's the same most other places, is that it has been... cultured buttermilk has cultures, so basically it's almost the same as adding an aromatic mesophilic starter culture to your milk, so that works quite well. So yeah, that's looking lovely. Buddha is a lovely cheese, and it does kind of taste like butter. Oh, there he is. There's the man himself. Thank you very much, Matthew. This is the Gold Award Belper. Belper cannoli. Best flavoured semi-soft cheese in the UK. And there's an award. He's got an award too. It's all blurry. I think we get a better shot of that later. But that's Matthew with his award-winning cheese. Magnificent. Well done, mate. I think there's another photo of it. Hang on. Do we have another photo of the Belper? Here it is. This is the award that he won. So International Cheese and Dairy Awards 2023, and his cheese won a gold medal. How good is that? So absolutely fantastic. Well done. For a home cheesemaker, that is a very prestigious award. So congratulations, Matthew. Really good. The next photo that Matthew sent in, I'll just make it a little bit bigger, with his award. This is a spread of various homemade cheeses. I think he's having guests over. And it's always nice to have accompaniments as well. So he's got some, looks like quince paste maybe, and some fig jam. He's got some crackers. I love the design. It's certainly helping me. You've got some, could be capers maybe, just there. Is it capers or olives maybe? Some celery, maybe zucchini or courgettes, and some carrot. These look like Borson style cheeses. It doesn't say, but they certainly look like that. And you've got, looks like some sort of ash cheese, that could be even the Belper cannoli there. And you got a smoked cheese here as well. And this is a smoked chowder, I believe. So there's another photo. Let's have a look at that. Oh, there we are. So this is, he's using a smoker of some sort here, or just one of those, and there's a lovely wooden board in there too. That is so cool. It says here, this is a cold smoking chowder and Belpers with applewood. It says applewood in the bottom, creating the smoke. Nice. I like the lattice effect from the wood, the pine you've got it sitting on. That is spectacular. So, and I've never thought of smoking Belper cannoli, and yeah, it must impart a really lovely flavour. So that is really good. Thank you, Matthew, for sending that in. And there's your gold medal one again. I think that's it from Matthew. And Matthew finishes off and says, hope they are good enough for your show. Goodness me. They are more than good enough. They are magnificent. Thank you, Matthew, for sending those in. Good on you, mate. And congratulations on your award. It's outstanding. I've never actually thought about entering a cheese award myself. I think we have one here once a year in Melbourne, but I've never got around to it. Too busy making videos for you guys and me. The next one is Monti. This is a cheese. What is this? A queso chihuahua. Not the dog, but the cheese. Says, "Hi Gavin, here is my queso chihuahua I made from your recipe. This cheese was made before I got a proper press. I put weights on top of the follower with a cutting board on top, and they kept slipping off. It was kind of a challenge to keep the pressure on it. This is after 11 weeks of aging. There was no moisture in the bag. When I opened it, there was there was a hint of a wine smell, and the cheese surface was slightly tacky to touch." Yeah, that's normal-ish. It has very tangy, sharp, almost like a sharp cheddar. I'm hoping the holes I have this time are only mechanical holes. I do not see the thousands of tiny ones you pointed out in my pepper jack. Hopefully this one is safe to eat. Here are some photos. Thanks again for your videos. Monty. Thank you, Monty. Yeah, that looks safe. I think if you had issues with your press, they look like mechanical. They don't look like eyes, so they're not roundly uniform, which is a dead giveaway for eyes in cheese. Mechanical holes are due to pressing, not pressing hard enough. And that doesn't look like gas formation to me. Yeah, it's mechanical because it's all the way out to the edges. Normally gas production stays roughly in a center line, but you've got the outsides, yeah, you've pressed them, but you've still got some, you've got some gaps there. They are definitely mechanical, so yeah, go for it. I hope you've eaten it, personally. There are some more photos of Monty's queso Chihuahua. Now, queso Chihuahua was actually it's called Chihuahua because it's made in the state of Chihuahua in Mexico. It was actually a cheddar recipe, basically. When I looked at it, I thought, no, that's so similar to cheddar or a farmhouse cheddar. I think it was brought to Mexico by the Mennonites, who brought their cheese-making skills from the US and from Europe. So, yeah, it will taste like a sharp cheddar, and it develops quite quickly as well. So, yeah, good-looking cheese. That is absolutely fantastic, Monty. You've done a great job there. Yeah, you can tell definitely not gas and definitely mechanical. Especially if you've got a press now, then the next, if you make another queso Chihuahua, you probably won't get those eyes in it. So, good-looking cheese. All right, so the next one, this is Patricia sent in a mountain of photos. Patricia says, "Hi Gavin, congratulations on reaching 300 Ask the Cheese Man live streams. I've been involved in the chat since at least episode 77, goodness me, and enormously enjoy learning about home cheese making week after week from yourself and the always inspiring Kerdner community." Yeah, me too. I love learning from you guys, and hopefully you love learning from my stuff. Now you requested plenty of photos for the 300th gallery, and I certainly did not want to let you down. So I've attached a selection of 25 of my favourite homemade cheeses from 2019 to 2023 with an accompanying description below this text. Enjoy. Eternally grateful for your guidance, inspiration and friendship. All the best as always, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. So these are some of Patricia's homemade cheeses. It looks like she's having a bit of a party gathering there. So photo number one, my cheese tray for a party includes homemade Jarlsberg, Cotswold, Caerphilly, Sherv, Tom, Colby, Petite Blue, Wensleydale with sage, and Red Leicester. That was in May 2019. Absolutely fantastic. I love the Sherv in the middle. You always got to have a bit of goat in there for the goatiness. But yeah, good looking cheeses. Well done. And you haven't unwrapped the Petite Blue yet, but it is a blue. All right, so number two is Jarlsberg. Look at that. Magnificent. Look at those eyes. I love it. I love a good Jarlsberg. Such a great looking cheese. And that is a good looking cheese. Well done. The next one is... Let's have a look. Oh, goodness me. That's green. That is what you've called a Lunar Landing Sage Derby. A green cheese to commemorate 50 years since the first moonwalk in July 2019. Magnificent. I love the colour. That is that's better than mine. Well done. Good on you. And there's a picture of Neil or Buzz. I'm not sure which one. Can we see on his patch? Nah, doesn't say. Nice one. It's one of them taking a photo of the other one. Alrighty. And yeah, so great looking cheese. Well done. So the next cheese is, that's a Nova Scotia Strong. I think it's your own creation. So this is a marbled Shropshire Blue with goji berries, made in May 2020. I can't remember actually seeing this photo before, but there's some honey there. That's nice. Go with the strong blue. But yeah, good looking cheese. I love it. Very creative. Number 5 is Stilton, that good old favourite. Good looking, fantastic marbling as well throughout the cheese, and firm like a good Stilton should be. The next one, this one is Appenzeller, which is the washed cheese, washed with a... well, mine was washed with mead. Normally it's washed with a spiced wine mixture. I used a spiced mead mixture. But yeah, it nonetheless, and it's got some nice eye development in the middle there. Whether that was expected or not, I don't know, but it looks really nice. It's getting close. Yeah, that's lovely. The next one is a Drunken Cow, which is a cheese soaked in red wine, and it's a fairly crumbly cheese as well. It was certainly the one that I've made. So yeah, so that's magnificent. This one is called a Huntsman, and it's commercially made, and it's like, I think it's a Colby and blue cheese in the middle, and you'll kind of layer it and press it after the fact. So that is a feet and a half. So well done, Patricia. That is a good looking cheese. So well done. The next one is a Brie, and this was made in March 2021, and that is a quintessential looking Brie. It's the nice, flat, large, round, and yeah, they are difficult to turn. Mark my words. When they're that wide, they really have to be a well-made cheese. So well done, Patricia, without any cracking. All right, so this one is Knokkelost. So it's a cheese from Scandinavia that has, I think it's got cumin, cardamom, and cloves. I'm pretty sure they're the spices in it. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong there in the chat, Patricia. But a good-looking cheese, and these holes here, they're actually drag marks. So when you cut the cheese and the spices are in those bits, yeah, it drags with the knife, and even with a wire, it's exactly the same. So they're not like mechanical holes or anything like that. It's just where the bits were. But yeah, it looks like a very tasty cheese, perfect for Christmas. So very nice. The next one is, what's this called? This is a stout infused cheddar with sadly missed Twinkle Pony Tiramisu Stout. That's what it's made with. I can see the can of the beer there. So very nice indeed. Lovely. I like it. The next one is that world famous now Fundy Fog that you made. With my humble gratitude to you for making it a world famous cheese. I tell you what, mate, it's well deserved, and that flavour was just spectacular. So it's a great looking cheese. I love the ash line, I love the flavour, and you're serving it there with pears, which makes it look even better. The next one is a Bloomy Goat Red. Now, I do remember you, I think you put Penicillium candidum into the milk, You also put a layer of, I think it was paprika, maybe smoky paprika, I'm not sure, but it gave the red colour, and then the Penicillium, Candidum and Geo grew over the outside and helped to make the paste a little bit gooey on the outside of the rind. So spectacular looking cheese. So that's Bloomy Goat Red. Very nice indeed. I love it. Very creative. The next is another Sage Derby that she's called the Grocer. And this was a Sweeney Todd cheese number 1. It's a variant of, it's not a Derby, it's a Cotswold. A variation of Cotswold made in December 21. The next one is called Taylor, which is another Sweeney Todd reference cheese. This is a variant of Double Gloucester, and it looks like it's got, are they chili flakes or gojo berries? I'm not sure. Nonetheless, it looks amazing. The next one is, this is called the Financier, also a Sweeney Todd cheese, number 4. It's a variation of New England Cheese Supply's wine-infused cheese, and this was in 2022. The next one is ricotta. So this is real whey ricotta that she's managed to make there, and it's come off the top of the pan. Look how thick it is. That is magnificent. And that is real, as we say here in Australia, dinky dye ricotta. So well done to you. The next one, this is Jeanette Talbazar. I think I said that right. I never do. And these are peppered Maltese cheeses. So looking absolutely fantastic. And I think Patricia said that her hubby has Maltese descent. And he absolutely gobbles these up and he loves them. Okay, so what are we up to? That was 18, 19, a few to go. And we've got a little bit of time left because we've got to cover one more after this. This is a, looks like a bark. So this is called the Politician. So this is a Sweeney Todd cheese. It's a variation of Mont d'Or, which is a French cheese which has Penicillium, Candidum and Geo added to the milk, and it's wrapped in spruce bark, and it's supposed to be gooey in the middle. So I think Patricia said it was a little bit firm, and I think way back when we first talked about it, we determined that it could have been the temperature she aged the cheese at, but I'm not sure. My memory is not as good as it should be. But a great looking cheese nonetheless. And you know what I love the most on this cheese board? The paintbrush, the paintbrush cheese knife. How cool's that? That is so good. Anyway, moving right along. Don't want to bore you. The next one, this has got gold on it. This is called Fop. This is another Sweeney Todd cheese. It's a variation of Manchego. Very nice. I like the flower and I like the feather. And I like the gold leaf. That is gold leaf, yes. That's on the outside of this Calchago. Very good looking cheese. Well done, Patricia. The next is your Comté, or your style of Comté. It was in January 2023, and it's a good looking cheese. A little bit of, they look like mechanical holes. So it is a very hard cheese to press. So, but anyway, it looks fantastic. The next one, this is Butler, which is a variation of Pepper Jack. So a nice looking, spicy, fiery cheese there. So well done indeed. That is lovely. Good looking cheese. This one, spectacular. The Shepherd. This is a variation of Pyrenees style cheese. So she's basically just made 2 batches there and coloured one with an Arto, and the other one is just plain not a Monarto. And yeah, spectacular. And you've got green peppercorns there. Oh, and the curd nerd light's going off. Let's just quickly go back to the main. Who was that? Who was that? That was Candace. Thank you, Candace. I want to know why that's not working. Thank you very much. Why are they not? Oh, there we go. Long-time fan. Hang on, I'll turn this off before somebody has an aneurysm. Says, long-time fan, just got back into cheese making after a 10-year break. I now have an Asiago going right now. Just cut the curds. Well done. Thank you for the $5, Candace. Appreciate it. Anyway, back to Patricia's goodies here. Goodie cheese haul. Okay, so this is the shepherd. This is a type of Pyrenees. Now, I haven't made a Pyrenees with peppercorns for a long, long time. And the recipe, to me, it was based on Osu Irati is the style of cheese. And it has very similar steps to farmhouse cheddar or stirred curd cheddar. And it's a great tasting cheese as well. And the green peppercorns, for those who don't know, they're actually kept... Well, when I bought mine, I've got them in a tin from France, and the green peppercorns are very soft. They're not like hard black peppercorns. So when you bite into one, it's just a very peppery explosion and not so much of a hard texture in your mouth. It's really nice. If you haven't tried making a cheese with green peppercorns, then do yourself a favour and try it out. They are really nice. And this is Patricia in all her glory. She's made some Oaxaca, queso Oaxaca, which is a Mexican string cheese, and there it is in its little ball shape. Well done. I love the smiley face. That is a gorgeous picture. Well done, Patricia. And last but not least of all of Patricia's photos, and just in time nearly for a break too, this is her triple udder blue. So this is made with 3 different milks. So cow's milk, buffalo milk and goat's milk, if I remember rightly. I think that's what it is. Hopefully there's no sheep thrown in there. See if I got it right, Patricia, let me know. But triple udder blue, and I'm going to give it a go myself next year. I've got it slated to give it a try. But it's a good... She said the flavour was exceptional. Just kind of like melted in the mouth. So, yeah, magnificent. So thank you, Patricia, for sending in me your massive haul of cheese photos. I really appreciate it. I think there's one more. Right, so there we go. So this is from Robert, and Robert sent in, this is all he said in his email, my first Stilton. So thank you, Robert, for sending in that. It's a good-looking Stilton, by the way. Good-looking cheese. There were no notes about flavour or anything like that. But thank you, Robert, for sending that in. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so that is the gallery, ladies and gentlemen. That was the massive 52 minutes. I can't believe it went that long. That is amazing. Oh, goodness me. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So let me show you, if I can find it, how you send in photos to Gav. So, we go to the second monitor. So you go to the channel page, and YouTube had changed it. There used to be an About tab. They don't do that anymore. You just click on this bit here. See the little arrowy thing? Just click on that, and you get this little pop-up jobby. And all we do is we go to view the email address. You click there. You've got to be logged on to using your Gmail account, or however you log on to Google, on YouTube. And click on that, and that email address is where you can send all of your photos to me. Don't forget to add a description in the email. I love a good description on how you made it or what you did. If you had issues with it, if you've got issues with it and you want me to help troubleshoot it, happy to do that during a live stream. That's what it's all part of. So shoot them in to that address.